You know, if there was a tree like that right next to my house, I'd be very concerned. I mean, look at how unstable it is. It's just wobbling around. Anyway, hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Ōkami. Last time, we became acquainted with the greatest warrior ever, Susanoo, and we opened the way onwards. One thing I want to point out right off the bat here is if you see something glowing right here, this only happens at night. You can dig it up, and there is treasure inside. This in particular is worth quite a bit of money, which we'll be getting into later. But anyway, you might be noticing that it is in fact nighttime, and that is because when we helped Mrs. Orange out with her laundry, she said she would make us dumplings. As you can probably imagine, this is her house, so let's go right on in. Alrighty, so here we are in Mrs. Orange's house, and here she is right here. Oh, I almost forgot. I promised you some cherry cakes, didn't I? I'll get you some fresh ones in a jiffy. You wait right there. Oopsie daisy. Now, watch this. This is amazing. I'm pretty sure that's a reference to Street Fighter, and you might notice that it's not cropped properly. Some people might think that's a technical limitation, but I believe when porting old Street Fighter games to widescreen, that same problem happened. So it might have been on purpose, and if it is, then good on the people that ported this game from the PS2 to the Wii, but yeah, they might have just been lazy. Phew. Take these with you, dear. They're best when they're fresh. And we consumed cherry cakes. Very nice. And they fill the Astral Pouch a good deal. Looks like they fill it 10 units each, which is awesome. Now, there might be something back here. I'm not sure. Aha, there is. Right back here, we have yet another treasure. Coral fragment. Wow, we're just rolling in it. Anyway, the main point of this video is going to be heading out into the greater world of Nippon. Now, one thing I need to mention, this is the third time I have attempted to record this episode, and both times I had problems about 3 minutes into it with my signal just dropping altogether. And I think I might have found the cause because we are not having any issues whatsoever at the moment. The cause seems to have been the fact that my mini fridge is right underneath my Elgato, and I think the cooling cycle might have been interfering with it. At least I hope that's what it is, because if not, I really have no idea whatsoever. But anyway, right up here, we actually have a merchant who we definitely want to talk to. Okay then, guess I better offload some stock before heading back. Feel free to take a look if you've been sent to do the shopping, pup. And we can do some shopping. This is basically the shop of the game. What you want to do, first off, is come into the sell menu and sell all of the treasure. Just mash A, sell all of it. It doesn't do anything for you, so you might as well sell it. And I also recommend buying probably about 5 of each feed bag. Actually, no, we can't afford that. How about 3 of each feed bag? Except for fish. There is not a lot of stuff early on in the game that buys fish, so I'm only going to buy 1 of these just in case we happen to run into it. He also sells Vengeance Slips, which deflect enemy attacks for a short period of time. Exorcism Slips, which I went over. Steel Fist Sake increases attack power. Steel Soul Sake increases defensive power. Holy Bonus we went over, and that's it. Now, right over here, I think we have the first instance of animals. Is that true? I could swear I saw some animals around here. Or am I just crazy? I might just be crazy. Oh wait, no, we do have animals. I don't know what these things eat. Let's try seeds. Now, I'm about to present you with raw, uncensored footage of feeding an animal in this game. Not that one. This one. yeah, are you kidding? That takes forever. I have no idea why that cutscene is so long. So yeah, that's pretty much what the skip button is for, and I am going to be using it every single other time we feed an animal because that is insane. I have no idea why it takes so long. Anyway, let's press onwards into loading Shinshu Field. Huh? You probably know this already, Ami, but this here is Shinshu Field, the most beautiful field in Nippon. At least, it's supposed to be. But ever since that incident, I've been getting a bad vibe. We'd better watch where we're going. You can look at the map by holding down the 1 button. That is actually very helpful. Let's pay attention to the map as we push ahead. If you hold down the 1 button, you can actually see where you are, but you can also move around and all that while you have the map out, which is awesome. Now that right there is an enemy scroll. Those things are basically wild random encounters in this game, kind of like when enemies run up to you in Earthbound, but what you want to do, if you don't want to fight anything, you can just slash it with a power slash, and it's daytime. Okay. Randomly timed cutscene. But anyway, this music, I love this song so much. It drives home the whole hopelessness feeling of the curse, and I think it's just amazing. But anyway, Ami, that's the first guardian sapling marked on our map. It's supposed to be a place for travelers to rest and recuperate, but just look at it. It looks like it could fall over at any moment. This place is definitely cursed from the looks of it. Places where evil has taken hold, luring monsters from far and wide, are known as cursed zones. But I've never seen one this big. It's withered all the plant life in the area, even that big tree. It'd take a monster with powers beyond even a god to do this. That tree's an offshoot of Sakuya. It protects nature in the area. Maybe the natural beauty here would return if we revived it. But how the heck could we do that anyway? Seems pretty bleak, doesn't it? But anyway, you see this curse zone right here, and it is not an invisible wall. In fact, if you walk into it, this happens. Holy cow, this is bad. It looked like your regular old cursed zone from back there. But the evil here is far worse close up. It would curse a normal person in a flash. I'm afraid it might even rob you of your power. As you can see, our ink is draining and our health is draining. If our health was to go all the way to 0, it would basically be like swimming out into a lake and drowning, so you definitely don't want to go into one of these curse zones. But what we actually want to do is we want to go this way and avoid these monsters. And right up here we have this guy. What's his name? Well, he doesn't actually have one. What just happened? I was out here chopping wood and communing with nature as usual, when I heard a loud rumbling like an earthquake from the lake. Then a huge gust of wind blew up out of nowhere. I don't know what happened next, but when I came to, it was like this. My art workshop was just across the stream there, but it up and vanished when this cursed zone appeared. The earth must be angry. All I want is to live with nature in peace, man, but now I can't. I noticed a figure running from the lake towards Kamiki. Whoever it was, man, I hope Mother Earth kept them safe. Talk to him again. What's up, nature buddy? Curious about that cave? It's the entrance to a place called Hana Valley, the site of an amazing waterfall, but monsters have moved in now. There's a trippy crystal ball that makes plants grow enshrined there. That seems quite important. You'd think gardeners would be flocking here for it. Actually, not long ago, that Susano guy went marching in there. That's pretty important. It's weird, Normally, he runs away at the sight of monsters, and he hardly seems the type to try his hand at gardening. I can imagine that. Anyway, it's bad karma, man. You could be attacked if you went in. Well, there is something in there that apparently will restore plant life, so let's head right on in there, because that seems really, really important for what we're trying to do. And may I be the first to welcome you guys to the first quote-unquote dungeon of the game, Hana Valley. It really isn't that big of a dungeon, it's more like an introductory dungeon. The first dungeon isn't for a little while yet. But anyway, let's head right on past the save mirror here, since things seem to be going well for us. And right up here, real quick, we actually have treasure. And we have a Traveler's Charm, which will, of course, increase our godhood by 1 level. Now check out that stream. That does not seem good at all. What also doesn't seem good is right up here, we have some monsters dancing around a fire. And what do we do with monsters? We attack them. Alrighty, as you can see in the lower left corner, we have a unit of godhood. That means we can take 1 hit of damage, and we won't have to worry about actually taking damage. Alright, let's get a couple more demon fangs here. Alrighty, we are out of ink, but this actually brings me to something. If you run up to... oh no, it actually came back. Well, one thing I can mention, it's really funny, is if you are out of ink, Amaterasu will do like this kung fu stuff until her ink comes back, which I think is hilarious. Maybe we'll see it at some point. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see, can we get an actual kung fu thing? There we go. Yeah, that's hilarious. I love that. It's just a random little detail, but I missed the floral finisher. That power slash really is powerful. It's a fun little detail, and I really like it. Alrighty. Perfect. And since we defeated the enemies, that island will not come back because of the curse. Ouch. Huh? We got rid of the monsters, so why did the gods' power disappear? Guess the curse on the gods of these lands must be really strong. They can't intervene till we do something about this stagnant air. And I think we should definitely press onwards and do that. Right through here, where is it? There's something that we can dig up. Aha, you see it? It's a lot easier to see at nighttime, but right here, this little pixel is actually a treasure. Dig it up, and inside we have a stray bead. Very nice. Now, I promise we won't be doing 1 stray bead per video. It's basically just starting out here. We can't really do too many side quests. Hey, check out that tree. It's moving. Better be careful, Ami. Yeah, this thing will actually throw seedlings at us. You can slash them back. Ami, did you just do what I think you did? Did you use Power Slash to hit the tree's fruit right back at it? Heh. It's wearing taste of its own medicine. Let's pass on by this creepy old tree while we can. That's all we can do for now, but we will actually be able to do something more with these trees later on in the episode, which is very, very important to keep in mind, because it leads to a very important treasure. Also keep this in mind, it's a pretty nasty cursed area. A lot nastier than the areas around it. Make sure to keep it in mind. Anyway, you can power slash the trees, but honestly, I prefer to just run past them, because you can avoid them super easily. Right up there we have a bit of a mural, which is interesting, and ahead we have more enemies, including a new enemy, and I'll be honest, I hate this thing. This is a yellow imp. It spends a lot of time digging around under the ground, and it can attack you from underneath the earth, which is not very good, and unfortunately we don't have too many tactics for dealing with it at the moment. But anyway, let's just bring down this crony right here. Wait for our ink to restore. And then bring down that one. Very nice. Now, you see that guy, the yellow imp, is actually following me around. Can we power slash him? I don't remember. We cannot. But we can run up and hit him. What you want to do is you want to jump up when he does that ground poundy thing, because otherwise you're going to be in for a world of hurt. Alright, come on, back up. There we go. Can I power slash you now? No. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, unfortunately, this thing can take quite a while to fight when you don't have a weakness for it, which is mainly what annoys me about it. So, let's see if we can just get him back up here. Aha, there we go. And unfortunately, we missed the floral finisher for that, but it's not too terribly big of a deal because we've gotten quite a few of them recently. And we win. Now that we've done that... What's all that racket? Oh, it's you, Mutt. What are you doing here? Go home. I already told you, I'm not looking for apprentices. Anyway, Hana Valley is no place for a mutt like you. Beyond this point lies my secret training ground. It's the perfect place to hide. I mean, to train. Oh, I love Susanoo. Now scoot. Be off with ya. Huh. Doesn't seem like Susanoo's having too much luck getting into his thing. But anyway, right here, this is pretty important. Wow. Check out that wall painting. It said that a crystal sphere that makes trees grow is enshrined somewhere around here. Based on this painting here, I'd say the rumor must be true. Still, something's not right. Don't you think there's something missing from this painting? Something like a sun, perhaps? And now that we've lit the torch, a door will open, because this is the Legend of Zelda, am I right? What in heaven's name? How did that happen? Well, now I can go hide. I mean, now I can go train. And off he goes like the champion he is. Let's follow him. Alrighty, let's head right on through here. And let's check out this training ground that Susanoo has. Right? Do you have to cut this open? Oh, wait, no, there's a ledge. Oh, yeah, see, I are totally smart. Anyway, right on through here. This seems pretty important. Check that out. What a strange place. Is this really the secret training ground Susanoo mentioned? Speaking of which, where'd Pops go anyway? Yep, Pops. Get used to hearing that name. What does this sign say? I never actually checked it before. Sacred Tree Cherry Cascade. I haven't seen anything remotely like a sacred tree around here. Something to keep in mind. Anyhow, right over here, this is where we use Power Slash. Head right on through here. And we have another save mirror for some reason, although this area is not at all difficult, so you shouldn't be worried. Roar! What now? You foul beast! How did you get in here? Foul beast? Yep. Foul beast. You have some nerve sneaking into my private training ground. Now you shall get a taste of my new secret technique. Your foul beast looks like an ordinary sleepy bear to me, Pops. Enough talk. My blade thirsts for battle. Here goes nothing. Susanoo style Susanoo! Sue! Sa! No! Susanoo! Now for Susanoo style, exploding implosion! Ah ha 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 ha! That'll teach you, you foolish beast! You're no match for my new secret technique! Oh, I love this. Ahem. Rest in peace, foul beast. The great warrior Susanoo condemns the offense, not the offender. Anyway, there are other monsters I must deal with. Ah ha 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 ha! And off he goes to be himself somewhere. Anyway, this thing. This seems like that sacred crystal ball that would be able to restore plant life. And this introduces a really dumb mechanic. Ball pushing physics. I'm pretty sure everyone who plays this game complains about this. This ball is going to go all over the place unless you get completely lucky. And this is not the only time ball pushing is going to appear in this game. Sometimes it gets a lot worse. But yes, let's try and see if we can... No, come back here. See if we can get this up to that little indentation, because, of course, where else is it going to go? All over the place, I'll tell you. This ball... Oh, it's so dumb. I hate it so much. Come on. Come on, stupid. Alright, thank God there's a fence there. And... there we go. Nice. That wasn't too painful, but trust me, it gets worse. Wow, someone had a lot of time on their hands to think all this up. So this was that sphere in that wall painting. And as you remember, there is one ingredient still missing. I bet this sphere here is magic or something. You might recall, we are missing something. That something is, in fact, can we get it right in there? Yeah, the sun. And with that, turns out that little sprout was actually a guardian sapling. How about that? Hey, is this a guardian sapling? It's all withered like the others. Well, maybe we'll get a power to fix that. What the... Who turned out the lights? Yeah, especially since we just drew the sun. Oh, it's another constellation, Ami. Also, what is going on with the little thought bubble with Isun right there? It's like spazzing out. Anyway, right here, we have the game flickering for some reason. But we also have yet another god of the brush. Ah, Amaterasu, origin of all that is good and mother to us all. My gratitude for releasing my body from its slumber. Please accept my humble thanks in return for your great kindness. I am Sakigami, one of the triumvirate of flora gods known as the Hanagami. My brethren and I have been entrusted with the brush, techniques known collectively as Green Sprout. I now grant my humble power to you. Use it wisely. And oh, we shall. This power is probably the one you're going to be using the most, at least besides Power Slash. That was Sakigami, one of the gods of flora. Apparently, the bloom brush technique can make flowers blossom simply by drawing a circle on a withered tree. Hey, maybe it'll make the withered guardian saplings blossom too. Let's try it. Can we get a circle on the first try? We can. And with that, Hana Valley has been completely restored. Well, almost. Wow, look at how everything grew back so quick. Sakuya wasn't kidding about the power of the guardian saplings. So this is what Hana Valley's supposed to look like. Seems Sakuya's guardian sapling has lifted the evil curse. I'm not sure how weak the gods have become recently, but it must have taken some wickedly strong power to suppress this magnificent guardian sapling. Even if you are Shiranui reborn, we might be up against more than we bargained for. Hey, Ami, what about that withered guardian sapling outside? I bet you could revive it like you did this one. And by bringing that guardian sapling back to life, we might be able to lift the curse there too. What are we waiting for? Leap before you think, right? Indeed. Now, I don't think there's actually anything important in this chamber, but there is something more important for us outside. And this video might be a little long, but I really wanted to cover all of Hana Valley in one video, mainly because the tutorial section of this game does take quite a while, and oh god, it's one of these things. That isn't gonna be fun. Anyway, let's just slash these guys out, and I messed up the floral finisher on that one, which is a little disappointing, but I guess we're just going to have to deal with it. As you can see, we've taken a lot, we've managed to deal a lot of damage to these enemies. Ow! I was going to mention without taking damage, so our godhood had gone up, but by the time I mentioned it, we were back down to red again. Ah well. Anyway, that battle's over super quick, which is awesome, because fighting can take a little while in this game, depending on what you're up against. Anyway, right here we have some animals, and even more praise. And what do we do with animals? We feed them. Let's see, what do these guys take? Seeds? Yeah. And let's make epic use of the plus button and skip that brutally long cutscene. And we get 9 more praise. Man, we're just rolling in it. But anyway, what is Isun looking at anyway? Oh, he's looking at that painting. Of course he is. We head right on back through here. We have these trees again. That creepy old tree just won't give up. I've got an idea, Ami. Maybe you could hit its fruit right back at it. And while it's stunned, you could use Bloom to rid it of evil. Indeed. So he's going to throw that seed at us. We will slash it back, and then we will use Bloom on it. And that completely restores the tree. Now, one thing that's very important about that is the fact that you want to restore all of the trees in Hana Valley. Whoa, Ami, hold on. Hana Valley looks so much better now, but what about this gloomy patch of grass? You can use the power of Bloom to fill it in. Just fill it with your brush, and Bloom will take care of it. Indeed. What you want to do is, when you see something like this, you will see this smoke. It'll be slightly tinted green, which tells you you can use Bloom on it. And I'm pretty sure the official term for this is Holy Smoke, which is pretty much the best thing ever. Anyway, what you want to do is scribble it in, and the area has been completely restored, which is awesome. And we obtained Green Sprout Tips, which is basically a tutorial scroll. I'm not going to be showing any of these just because I will be able to explain everything. One thing it does mention, though, is if you print a dot on the ground, a tree will grow, and that will actually distract those yellow imps we were fighting. There was a scroll here, too, eh? Ami, this looks like the travel guide. It's an ancient record of a pilgrimage across the land. If this were the real thing, it'd normally be worth a fortune, but with all the copies out there, you probably wouldn't get much for it. At any rate, if you ever want to read it, Just press the plus button to open the fan menu. It may sound rather preachy, but it should at least help you in your travels. Indeed. And, oh, I thought we were, like, stuck or something. That was random. Anyway, right up here is another tree. I think I'm just going to jump cut and just bloom all these trees. They're not too difficult to find, so I think we're just going to bloom them all, and we'll see what happens. Also, it's worth noting, there's another fight with the imps right here. I'm not going to show this either, but just be aware that it's there because it's pretty nice if you want to get some more demon fangs. I definitely recommend getting a whole bunch if you can. Once you beat that battle with the imps right there, this island will spawn, and that brings me to something pretty important, actually. A really big source of praise in this game. If we head all the way over to that island, you will see that there's this little green glowy spot. It's not white, it's green. And inside there is a clover. And we also want to enclose that black tree because, A, it demonstrates you can bloom multiple things with one brushstroke. B, it demonstrates that you can bloom these black trees, and C, it demonstrates that you can bloom these clovers, which is a reference to Clover Studio. Here we have digging tips, which just explains mashing the C button to dig. Clover Studio is the studio that created this game. Unfortunately, they are defunct now, which is really disappointing, but it's a really neat little detail. You're going to find clovers all around the world, and usually, the more difficult they are to find, the more praise they're worth. Anyway, we got some monkeys right here. I think they take seeds? Yeah. Alrighty. But anyway, you can probably imagine how things are going to go. I am going to bloom the rest of the evil trees, and I'm also going to bloom all of these black trees just for the praise. And at the end of it, there will be a prize for us, which is very important. Also, right here by the entrance, there is yet another clover, which is super awesome. Be sure to bloom that while you can. And first circle failure of the series. Great. And once you've bloomed that last tree, every single tree in the entire area, this treasure chest will spawn over by the little sun mural. So let's go check it out. Right over here by the sun mural, we can open this chest and we get something important. It is a piece of heart. Not really, it's a sun fragment. You want to collect 3 of these, because if you do, it will extend your solar energy by 1 unit. You can expand your solar energy only up to 15 units using the praise expansion, so you're going to want to expand even more by collecting those sun fragments. But anyway, with all that, that is the entirety of Hana Valley in one video. I have a feeling this video is probably going to be like 40 minutes or something crazy, but I don't think that's too bad because this game is just so gosh darn gorgeous. You just gotta love it. Playing it for a long time really isn't a bad thing. It's actually quite a good thing in my book. But anyway, yeah, we explored the entirety of Hana Valley in this episode, restored it completely, and we also obtained the power of Bloom. So what do you say that next time on Ōkami we head back out into Shinshu Field and see if we can work our magic on that guardian sapling. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
Ōkami